if you started to notice on the more of YouTube homepage, if you have any sort of gaming interest, you've started to notice that a bunch of people, either Fortnite, Minecraft, or Roblox, have started to say that gaming is in fact dying due to plethora of reasons. Could be sweating, pricing, it could be anything. But here I wanted to decide or talk to you guys about what I think truly is the current state of gaming and how bland they feel or soulless compared to video games that you could have grew up in during the 2010s, which will be later brought up in the later of the video. Some of the first things I want to believe that led to the downfall of gaming is it's just a bunch of cash grabs and like just straight up nothing. There's like really nothing to really be. It's just dopamine effects. There's not really anything for you to get anything out of it. It's just repeating the same thing over and over. And the number one contender that I think caused really all of this is the release of Fortnite Battle Royale in 2017. Now, of course, you all know about the backstory of Fortnite, which I'm not going to get into because, honestly, I don't care enough to get into it. So, as you know, Fortnite Battle Royale was just, as it's in the name, a Battle Royale with a Battle Pass map that had everlasting updates that changed the loot pool or different gameplay styles. But over the years, if you've even played Fortnite since 2017, is that it slowly became less and less fun to play. But back in 2017, everyone was playing it. It was either YouTubers, streamers, everything, and everyone was playing Fortnite Battle Royale because it was the new thing. But of course, when something new and it was free was making that much money, what is the first thing companies are going to do? They're going to copy it, of course. Now, you might be wondering, did they copy the fun and engaging community support and the non-stop updates that could change the form of the game? We both know damn well they did not do that. They decided to copy the battle passes, which everyone knows how much we all love battle passes, don't we? And even to this day, as we're ending 2025, battle passes are still being used in new video games to this day. Now, and then obviously Overwatch, you could be pointing saying could have started the whole money grabbing thing, but that was just more loot boxes. I don't really count it. But I feel like Fortnite was the first one to really introduce monetizing your game heavily, which honestly, the argument could be mobile games started that, but Fortnite was, I would say, the first real game to mainstream monetizing your game off a free-to-play. Now, of course, what are battle passes, you might be asking if you've been living under a rock for the past, 7 years? It's just a thing where you level up, you play the game, get XP, and you can unlock rewards. It could be from sprays, emotes, once at a time, toys, I believe, and the most important thing that everyone still loves to this day, skins. Skins are the biggest thing. Obviously, we know about Renegade Raider from, believe the item shop, which was just a one-time thing until it came back. Midas from the Chapter 2 Season 2 Battle Pass, or any other huge Fortnite skin like Drift, Dire, Calamity, Lynx, if you're really into that. Furries. Which would lead to players spending more money on the game and played even more because they just spent I don't know, I think $9 was that at the time, just to even get a chance of doing it. And even back then, grinding was still really hard. It's harder to this day, but still, you'll still have people play the game over and over, and then new skins come out and they'll spend more money. It just becomes a cycle of continuation of you're just spending money on a game that you really didn't need to do in the first place. And then the second point that I want to bring up is, of course, if you played literally any free online game or even paid online game, you'll notice a bunch of people that are jobless, bitchless people that sweat the game way too hard just because they want to get a win or something. It's really not that big of a deal, but people will keep playing and playing all day. If you literally see any streamer that are really into one specific game, that's all they do. And they're doing stuff that really shouldn't be that normal people are doing if they just, went outside for a couple days. I mean, the most famous clip that I could think of, Jinxie reacting to a clip based off the sound effects of a guy walking up the stairs could completely guess what loadout he has. I'm sorry.
Guarantee you, right hand on the Bible, if you walk through this door on the right, there will be an enemy combatant behind this door.
Alright, if you're a normal human being, you should not be able to do something that insane. And then I shouldn't have to be clocking in a 9 to 5 every single time I get on a simple game that I just want to have fun with friends. I shouldn't have to learn the mechanics, shouldn't have to learn how to edit, do the crazy shit that you see on clipping, or acting like I'm playing FNCS when it's a normal ass build game. Sweats will continue to ruin the game because it's something's not too fun, something's too broken, when really no one else has a problem with it except for them. Why am I getting punished? One of the main things I can, in recent terms, is when me and a couple of friends are playing the second Marvel season of Fortnite, is that everyone was kind of having fun with it for the first couple of days, but then the shields got nerfed. The jetpacks were basically a pea shooter. The shield might as well be tickling your balls at that point because it did no damage. It was nothing, but of course, for some reason, because Sweats play the game non-stop, they're going to know how to elevate the loophole to their benefit only, to the point where you're basically tickling them, and they're ramming you like they're a Ford F-150. It's not fun. It's not fair. Well, it is fair, but I shouldn't have to be learning that much about a simple free-to-play game to have fun. And of course, their main excuse is, you're just not playing the game right. It's not that hard. Which, honestly, I shouldn't need to put in a 9 to 5 once again and studying the game's mechanics just so I can play the game and have fun. One of the last things I would want to talk about is, honestly, if you've seen more recent games that have came out, there's a sudden realism that things have been coming out. Like, if you want to see, like, God of War, Elden Ring, that one Wukong game that came out, and Last of Us, they're all great games by their own, like, no disregard to them, but they all have this really realistic feel to them, which honestly isn't really a bad thing. It just feels like we've had too much of these realistic games. Like, if you look at the past couple Game Awards, the top games are stuff that have this realistic feel, heavy detailed, heavy lighting, everything just looks like you're almost there in the actual game. But when you go back to like 2010, like for the Xbox, PlayStation 3, or even the Nintendo Wii, not every game was really like that. Maybe for like the Xbox because of Call of Duty and Halo at the time, but if you look at games that we grew up on, like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Wii Sports, Minecraft Pocket Edition, or for the PlayStation 3, you don't really need these heavy graphics to make a good game. The point that I'm trying to make is that when you spend so much time in your budget on the realistic graphics, it feels like you're taking away from the gameplay because you want more people to spend time in your game looking at the game instead of actually enjoying it and playing it. Now, obviously, the examples I brought up are not these, like, just random games that decide to make realistic just for the hell of it, just so you'd spend more money on the game. But sometimes it does really feel like that when the last, like, couple games that have won Game of the Year have been realistic games, and then suddenly, when Astro Bot wins, a really fun, easy for anyone to play, everyone gets pissed off because the first thing everyone pointed to for Wukong was, it's really realistic, look how much effort was put into it. And I don't really see as graphics equals effort, it just shows that you spent more of your money and time on one thing when Astro Bot chose to have the more colorful side, which is stuff that we all personally really love. Now, honestly, if you really think that realistic games are what gaming should be, honestly, I think you're boring. I want to play games to go into a new reality, go in to see these new stories that people have crafted. I don't want to go into a game that almost looks the exact same thing as looking outside my bedroom window. That's not really fun to me. That's not really fun. But other than realistic things, I think the really biggest thing that I've seen in more recent years, as of November 29th of 2025, is the sudden developers wanting to quit their games after releasing them. Like, they release the game, they have years to develop it, and as soon as they release it, they step immediately away for months, and then they want you to charge DLC, which the biggest thing I can see is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in recent terms that I can vaguely remember, is you spend years making this game, hype it up, and then immediately leave it as soon as you release the game, and then want us to spend $30 on DLC, with only characters, no new maps, no new game modes, just expect people to just grind the online, which us and Sparky Zero could be an example of the online ruining everything because of the constant nerfs of a unfair game in the first place because people want to sweat their balls off on everything. But these are some of the things that I believe that honestly have started to ruin gaming or have just completely ruined some games for people. But if you want some games that honestly I've loved to play and have played in the past that honestly kind of let you get that little distraction, are honestly both Hollow Knight games are really great indie games. The art style is magnificent, and the combat, if you're interested in Metroidvania. And despite what I really said about realism, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a really great game, which the realism helps enhance the story instead of being the only thing you're supposed to be looking at. The kind of a game that I don't really see people talk about is Puppeteer for the PS3. I really love the art style. It's beautiful. The gameplay, rather simple. It just works for the time that the game came out. And honestly, the very last game that I can truly think of that have amazing passion, love poured into it, took years, you could tell that they really cared about these games are all 3 Insomniac Spider-Man games. If you want to argue that like Spider-Man 2's story wasn't that good or Miles Morales was just like a half-assed game, I personally disagree. Every game has their own faults and really good things that they added into the Spider-Man games. So if you haven't played them, you can get on PlayStation or PC now. Anyway, these are some of the things that I thought really destroyed gaming.
No! I had a fucking jump pad that I could have used, man. Those kids were so fucking bad, dude. I'm so fucking dumb, dude. I'm done with this game, man. It's so fucking bad, dude. It's so bad, man. Are you kidding me? I couldn't build because of this stupid fucking crate, dude? The metal crate, are you kidding me, dude? Fucking Epic Games has no idea what they're fucking doing, dude. I'm gonna fucking fly out there to the headquarters and show them how to fucking build, okay? Why can't metal break metal? Like, what? This is IRL? It's a fucking video game, okay? I should be able to fucking build wherever I fucking want.